This is the ancient city of Perga, which is located in the southeastern part of Turkey near the Mediterranean Sea and just outside of the modern-day city of Antalya. Please join me on a guided tour of this magnificent city.
So we're about to enter the city from the south here, also known as the Roman Gate, actually. So I want to start with the name of Perga right now. The name of Perga or Pergaya literally means above the ground in the Lycian language. So if you look on the hilltop over there, the original city was founded on the hilltop, on the Acropolis actually. Acropolis means the higher city. This is the entrance of the lower city right now. So this was the Roman gate, and imagine like this. This gate was also attached to the defensive walls that surrounds the city all the way. There are two more gates. One is on the western part, and the other one is on the eastern part. And right over here, you can see the watchtower for protection. The watchtower and the Roman gate are from the 3rd century AD, by the way. 3rd century AD from the Roman time. There's one more gate and watchtowers in the city from the Hellenistic times, from 1st century BC. We're going to see inside the city. And I want to show you one more information. This gate was used to welcome or encounter the travelers in the ancient times. Imagine ourselves as travelers like in the 3rd century AD, and the chariots was accepted from this gate actually, right over here. Let's enter the city.
Where?
See here?
This? Oh, yeah. I don't know about that. They say those are chariot marks. Looks like a car tire to me. Perga. Wow. Are we gonna have some free time in here?
Yes, sir, of course.
I've been to 8 or 10 Lycian cities already.
10 Lycian cities.
Probably.
Wow.
Yeah, I've been to
This
Panera,
is a
Patera.
Pamphylian. Yeah, this is a Pamphylian city, by the way. Maybe the first Pamphylian city you visit.
This one?
Yes.
It's a what city?
Pamphylian. Lycia, actually, there are three ancient regions in Antalya. Lycia
Yeah.
is the western part, Pamphylia is the eastern part.
This is Pamphylia?
Yes. And Perga was the capital of Pamphylia.
Okay.
And the city was the northern part.
Where does the Lycian Trail start?
Trail start?
The Lycian Trail?
Yeah, the Lycian Trail start.
Is it Antalya?
Yes.
Okay.
But, I'm not sure which point exactly. Let me check.
Oh,
Okay.
well, I don't. It's okay.
Yeah, all right.
What's the third region?
Third region, Pisidia, the northern part.
Okay.
Yeah, this is the Pamphylian part. All right, so let's imagine ourselves as travelers in the ancient times, and what will be our first need when we come from a long way to the city? What will be the first need?
Place to stay.
Yeah?
Place to stay.
Place to stay. Before that, the first need of human.
Water.
Food, water, exactly, the water. So that's why the fountains are always located in the entrance of the city, like this. Imagine this building as a fountain, 2-story, massive building actually. Also the front facade was decorated. Imagine like there were columns, you know, and between the columns there were also statues too, statues of gods and goddesses like Aphrodite. Also behind those statues there were some tiny statues which were called Triton actually. Triton was the son of Poseidon, half fish, half human, and those Triton statues were holding pots like this, and the pots were filled by the pipes with water, and the water was pouring into the pool actually. So as a citizen, when you come here, you could drink water directly from the pool. These were the pool area on the front, in the front facility. And also this fountain was called Nymphanium, by the way. Nymphanium, like all the other fountains, because nymphs are the freshwater fairies in Greek mythology. And from here we enter inside.
Wow. These ancient cities in Turkey are amazing.
We are doing it.
They're spectacular. Are these Roman walls?
These are, yes, limestone. All right. After drinking some water, our second need probably will be a proper bath. That's why I brought you to the Roman bath. This is the entrance of the bath, actually. The baths consisted of 4 parts in the Roman times. This was the apoditerium part, the entrance part. And the baths in the Roman times were not only used for cleaning, but also for entertainment and socializing, we can say. So we can say that when the Rome conquered a place, one of the first buildings they built was the baths, actually, to get along with the people in those cities, we can say, and make them Roman. And this was the entrance part, we said, the apoditerium. In the apoditerium part, if you're a citizen, probably you would have slaves, at least 7 or 9, I don't know. When you come here, practically you give your belongings and clothes to your slaves, change your clothes, and if the slaves were waiting here at the cleanace, there were seats right over here for your clothes and for your return, we can say. Up until now, we've only seen one main part, which is called apoditerium. The other main parts, the 3 part, is inside. Let's go.
So earthquakes have not taken this down.
Actually, they did.
It's reconstructed?
Yeah, most of the building, for example, this part.
Yeah.
This part.
Right, not this part, but
Yes.
up higher.
Mm-hmm.
But it's beautiful. It's beautiful.
And we're gonna go directly to the hot part, which is called caldarium, right over there. This section is restricted, but I want you to take a look inside, because this was the second part, which is called caldarium. So the caldarium, this part, was the hot part of the bath. Also, we can call this part sauna, let's say, yeah. Imagine like this, after you do some sports as citizens, with your friends, you can gather inside, in the caldarium or in the sauna part. You can stay like, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes and have some discussions about the day, daily discussions. By the time you sweat a lot, and after you use the caldarium part, you come here, tepidarium part, for cleaning. This was the warm part. The Roman citizens would like to spend their all afternoons in the tepidarium, actually, if they are directly from outside. We enter the cold part first, then the warm part, and after that the hot part. And as we go out, we are using the same method to adapt the body to outside, actually. And this was the cold part, the frigidarium part. So in the frigidarium, they would like to cool off before going out, because your pores are still open, so you can get sick. So that's why they were using the frigidarium and the frigidarium pool over there. This is another pool right there for cooling off. Turkey and the ancient cities generally, because Ionic is the architecture of the western part, you know, Izmir part, the Ionians. So this one can actually be seen on the western part, but in the southern part there are generally Corinthian leaves like this. So you can actually separate the architectural feats between these ones. For example, if you see how to say Corinthian leaf and the column. Corinthian column is more like a male's body, it's more straight, we can say. Ionic volutes, Ionian columns is more like a female body. It's more delicate, so you can see the difference actually between the Ionic column and the Corinthian columns. Is located in the middle of the city. Any idea? Do you remember that I was talking about an Hellenistic watchtower at the beginning? So all the other buildings in here are from the Roman times, 2nd or 3rd century AD, as well as the bath. But this one is called Hellenistic watchtower, which means this one is from 3rd century BC actually. In 3rd century BC, the city's borders was up to here, you know? So the watchtower was protecting the city, actually. But after that, when we come to the Roman times, the city's borders was expanded, you know? The bath was added afterwards, the Roman gates, the fountain, and the Roman watchtower over there, as well as the theater and the stadium that we saw in the beginning, you know? So the city's borders was expanded, that's why. In the Hellenistic times, this watchtower was protecting the city from here. We can see the gates and the watchtowers from here better. Let's go.
Oh man. That is very cool.
Unfortunately, reconstruction. In the Roman times, this gate stayed as a monumental gate. Monumental gate. That's why they also carved niches inside, you know, the niches, and they put in the niches some sculptures. Of course, sculptures of gods and goddesses on the top, and sculptures of the noblemen of the city on the first floor. And this gate served some monumental reasons too. For example, welcoming Adrianus, Emperor Adrianus to the city. Have you seen the Adrianus gates in the old town? The Adrianus gate? Yes. Just like that one, right over here, there was an arch, triumphal arch, 1, 2, 3, like the Adrianus gates, built just for welcoming Adrianus to this city. Imagine the money that's spent. And the Adrianus's maybe chariots used this path over here. Can you imagine? We're stepping on it right now. And the chariots were using that path over there. That is the main colony in the streets. This street extends 420 meters to the Acropolis side. And maybe Adrianus's chariot used this path to the Acropolis right over there, because the Acropolis was where the aristocrats lived, you know. So this was the main colony in the street, by the way, for 420 meters. And the chariots were using the paths in the middle, you see. And the people were using the sidewalks over there, which were called stoa, or the sidewalks. And imagine like this, from the columns to the marketplaces, it was often tented, you know, from the protection of from the sun. And those were marketplaces actually, the stores, we can say. So as you walk to the Acropolis side, to the south, to the north, you could also do your marketing, if you like to, from those stores over there. And the chariots were in the middle. And imagine like this, the people were crossing side to side by using the bridges on the water channel in the middle. There was a water channel for 420 meters in the middle, and there were also bridges to cross. And from here, let's continue with this side. For your imagination, the arch looked just like this when it was still standing.
trying to figure out what is that.
Actually, that is my question to you.
I think it's a...
Like a dolphin?
Yeah.
Or a whale?
Yeah.
Alright. So, before I say anything, let's try to guess what this sign is by looking at the reliefs on the both sides. On the both sides. And this sign was attached to these places over there. Let's try to guess. And what is that? That's a knife. That's a knife, yes.
And a snake?
Not a snake, not a live thing. That's actually a hook.
Okay.
Yeah. And there's the male dolphin or a fish on the other side. Yes?
It's a fish market.
Exactly, that's a fish market over there. That one was a fish market, but this one was a butcher. By the way.
Okay.
Yes. So we are in the Agora right now. That's why. We're in the Agora. Agora means the main marketplace or the assembly place of the ancient cities. Actually. At first in the Greek times, it was founded as an assembly place, but as the time passed, this actually became a huge mall of the ancient cities. So when you come to the Agoras for your needs, you could actually find anything and everything you want. You will enter from the gates and you can find fish, meats, I don't know, spices, wine, clothes, shoes, anything you want, anything you want, you know? For example, if you're using different kind of, because Hermes was the god of the merchants in the ancient times. That's why in the Agoras, it's highly likely to see some Hermes temple in the center. This was an open area, by the way, but this one was closed, like tented, just like those ones. This part was called Stoa. I wish the tents were here in these times too. It's very sunny. So other than that, what will we see? We would see, for example, some policies too, cups actually, manor cups with their whips. If there was any misunderstanding, they would I'd say deal with the punish deal with the situation immediately, we can say. So other than that, what can we do in the city? Yeah, by the way, my dear guests, if you want to walk this path over here, 420 meters, that path can lead us to a fountain by the Acropolis, and from that there's a street on the western part. If you want to see, there is a mosaic, a grand mosaic from Troy, from the Trojan War, and over that there's a gymnasium too. If you want to see, we can walk, but for those who don't want to walk, we're gonna set a free time for the pictures, okay?
I'm gonna go catch up to the tour, but I kind of want to see the Temple of Hermes because it looks very cool. The previous day I saw this Hermes statue from Perge at the Antalya Archaeological Museum, and it must have sat in or near this beautiful temple. So I'm not gonna miss this. Just try to imagine how colorful this place was back in the day. Wow. Okay, I'm gonna go catch up. Just try to imagine how colorful the city was at its height. Everything colorful. People up and down the streets, chariots riding through the boulevards, water flowing. I bet it was just spectacular to watch and to be in this city. Look how long it is. It's pretty big. This place is huge. You know, I've been to Jerash in Jordan, which is a very big city, but the ancient ruins in Turkey are also very big and very nice. This city's very impressive. And we're going to 3 of the cities of this region, ancient cities today, and this is the capital, Perge. Chariot groups right here. Now that's the real deal. I think the other ones we saw were just tire marks. Excavations on the Acropolis date this site to the early Bronze Age, 4000 BC. The settlement originally became a Greek colony in the 7th century BC. Then came under rule by the Persians, Athenians, Persians again, and then Alexander the Great in 334 BC. The region was conquered by the Romans in 188 BC. Under the Romans, from the 1st to the 3rd century AD, the town became a magnificent city with many impressive buildings. In 46 AD, St. Paul journeyed to Perge where he preached the Word of God. In the first half of the 4th century, during the reign of Constantine the Great, Perge became an important center of Christianity. The nearby river silted up over the late Roman period and Perge declined. That was a great walk.